What is up, everybody? Welcome to PixelHangover.com. Ryan here with you, bringing you a game that I've been looking forward to for quite a while, ever since they announced it. Kind of a surprise that Grid 2 came out. And so let's just try out the first 20, 25 minutes of this game, see if it ends somewhere in there, and just to see what we got. I mean, Grid 1 and actually Codemasters in general, always known for their menus and all that. So let's check a few things here. Uh, Online Xbox Live game. So we may do an Xbox Live or online video. We are playing on Xbox. It's out for PS3 and also Steam or PC. And from what I've seen, it looks great on PC. Obviously, I've heard a few nitpicks about this game. One's a big one, and we'll get to that. RaceNet is their online site. Yes, I purchased the game so I can play online. There's an online paywall and so forth. But if it's anything like Grid One, it would just going to be an absolute disaster online with people just running into each other. But maybe we'll check out that later. I'm not really interested in online. In this video, I want to play a little bit of career and check out the menus because that's really what I've always enjoyed about Codemasters racing games is how slick the menu is. So far, nice. Really like the simplistic kind of look they're going for. Yeah, so the biggest gripe out there right now is for some stupid reason, even though Codemasters does a great job with them, there is no cockpit mode, or view, I should say, which is an absolute shame because they do a really good job with it. And if I remember right, Grid 1 had it, and their Dirt series definitely has it. I don't know why they got rid of it. Probably just didn't want to spend the time developing the inside of the cars. But I haven't tried it myself. We're gonna figure that out right here. I'll try to find out what changes views and so forth. But the Grid One was always about intense racing and this and that. But so I'm looking forward to seeing if they've kept that intense feel. So I bet you this starts out with a race right off the bat. Yep, just like the first one. So yeah, we're gonna take a. All right, so there's our look around, and let me see if I can figure out. Whoa, it feels like Grid. If you played a lot of, there we go. So we got that. We got hood, back, and then back one more. Yeah, there's no cockpit. Um, if you have been playing a lot of, say, Forza 4 or even Forza Horizons or Gran Turismo, I can already tell right now you're gonna take some time um, to adjust. Let's just put it that way. There's five. Looks like there's 5 flashbacks down there. I'm sure we'll get to test that out as I get used to driving. We are on medium difficulty. I just kind of left it on the default. Nice effects there. I mean, it's kind of hard to talk here because it's pretty intense. I like this already. So, one thing Grid did, at least on the first one, was a lot of drifting, and I'm sure that that's going to be a focus here. I can already kind of tell. Just have to figure out the drifting. Let's try it right here. Let's try flashback. All right, they're going to explain what it does. All right, and then just hit Y where I want. Okay, that's pretty slick. Let's see here. Okay, that's real slick. I like that. So you hit X. See, I got 4 now in the corner. So you hit X on the consoles, or the equivalent on the PS3 and on the PC, and then you just tell it when you want to resume. And I like that a lot. So I think that it's one of those things that the purists hate that kind of stuff. But you know what? It keeps. I'm all for it. Forza is a little different because you can just do unlimited. I think that's a little weird, but there's a little bit of if you have a longer race, which, by the way, I've heard is another complaint is races maybe aren't that long, and I've heard the difficulty isn't really up there. The first one had some difficult races for sure, so we'll figure that out as we go along. Maybe report back as we spend even more time with the game. So what, I came in second there? All right. Real floaty. I mean, I won't say real floaty. It just feels, specifically on that car, maybe it's real rear-wheel drive cars, that it gives away a little early. But that's something that we'll figure out. Looks like they're really pimping YouTube right here. Look at this. With your code you get in the box, if you bought the game, it allows you to upload your races right to YouTube. So they're really kind of pimping that right here. And racenet.com is their website with all everything out there. I know they revamped it a little bit because I was excited when they first announced it a couple years ago with Dirt Showdown, was it? Or Dirt 3? I think Dirt Showdown, so it was last year. And it was really cumbersome to get around. Didn't really make much sense. I didn't like it. So I have not checked it out, but I did hear that it went through a redo. So it might be worth checking out. A little bit on the long here for loading. Oh, we went right into another race. That's why. Okay. Game looks good, even on consoles. Definitely not going to look like the PC brothers, but racing games are ones that I kind of need to sit in front of a TV with a controller or a steering wheel. It's just kind of my thing. But I definitely don't. Would not blame anybody for checking this out on PC for the visuals alone. Another genre that's really going to benefit the next gen, I think. I mean, I think that these games look fantastic for the hardware that we're running on. Just double checking these views again. There's HUD, so that's going to be the closest you're going to get to a inside. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Okay, so they're telling me to do stuff here. I got to pay attention. Particle effects are nice, a lot more than last time. I can tell that already. Smoke and... Alright, so... Nicely done. You judged your braking point well. Okay, let's move on to some drifting. Get some speed up. Tap the so, it looks like, you know, right after you have your initial, then it looks like they may have given me this vehicle, which is nice. In the first game, you had sponsors, you had, you know, you earned fans and all that. We'll see if that's continuing in this game. That is not a good turn, in case you were wondering. Whoa! I do like the smoke effects. Wow. So it's definitely going to take some getting used to, at least with the rear-wheel, you know, old-school power cars, that's for sure. It's got a lot of balls in the back end here, and that's pushing me all over the track here. Trying to listen to what I'm supposed to be doing, but... Oh, shit. Alright. Well held and good speed. Looking like a pro already. Alright, full throttle now, coming onto the final straight. So, one big thing about this game, it's a first ever, I should say, is that the achievement / trophy list in this game was actually developed by a fan site, by Xbox360achievements.org or PS3trophies.org. Let's see if we can end this here. So, what's interesting is Codemasters gave them full you know, creativity, and they've been chronicling their plan over months. So it's been one of those games that I've definitely been watching, not only because I wanted to buy it because I'm a racing fan, but I think it's really cool that they put their trust in a website to come up with the actual list. I don't think that's ever been done before. I know the developers have reached out and said, you know, here's going to be like Battlefield for once. I think in Bad Company 2 had the achievement called the Dentist, where you killed someone with the repair tool. I think that's very cool. I mean, probably the most creative one in the game, and it came from I believe it came from a fan. They had a contest. But the whole list here it was generated by this website, and they definitely, if you want to go see how they came to, they have really nice write-ups, really long write-ups over the last few months, where they detailed what they did to come to what they were hoping to be the perfect achievement list. And they, out of, you know, anybody else there, should know. They've been dealing with it since day one. So kind of looks like we're going to go back to the garage like they did on the first one, but I think it wasn't a neighborhood. I bet you this garage changes over time to where you're actually on the track eventually or something like that. Not in someone's backyard. Alright, so let me go ahead and put in not one, I'm going to be the one. That's what I'm going to freaking be. Oh. I'll leave it capital, who cares? Not all that worried about it. Alright, well, I'm not afraid. I'll go expose my age. There you go. Somewhere in there. Okay, so that's cool. They're actually gonna... I think they did that in the first one. They actually refer to... If you have a common name, they have quite a few lists in there. They actually will refer to you as, in my case, Ryan. They'll actually say my name in game, which is kind of a little freaky, but also kind of cool. Fans, bottom left corner there, I see that is back. and looks like we get kind of a web page here to select what's coming up. I bet you all those fill in. So let's click on New Union here. Let's see, career, California.
In race events, the aim is to cross the finish line ahead of your competitors. You're gonna need all of
So yeah, the menus seem nice again. There's always
home to win.
a little bit of adjusting to see how they actually design these things. Let's before we go in there, I want to check out some of the options back here. So head back again. Let's see what happens. That's what I thought. Okay, so we got stuff along the bottom. Looks like we're in someone's like just backyard, like normal garage. That's kind of cool. Options, extras, controls. Just kind of seeing what they got here. There's RaceNet. There's your stats. I'm a stat freak, so I like seeing all that there. That the first one I think lacked on a lot of this, so that's good. I see separated online and offline. I like that. I think I saw a little bit when you're loading the game. It actually, in typical Codemasters fashion, throw up some stats as it loads. So I don't know what they're going to do next gen when the loading times should be much shorter. They claim that next gen there's not going to be loading times. I don't buy that. But significantly reduced for sure. All right. Pick my trusty Ford here. There we go. Club events entered 1. Yeah, okay. Vehicles, career owned 5. Huh. I got a bunch for pre-order bonus and all that jazz. That's one thing I really freaking hate is the pre-order bonuses have gotten out of hand. I purchased mine from Best Buy, but every retailer, it not only got cars, which whatever, I'd much rather they just be liveries or something, but not only did they get exclusive cars everywhere, but they got exclusive tracks and you know, so I don't get that. It's such bullshit that you do not get the full game. Because it's just an unlock code. It's not actually downloading anything. Alright, so here we go. It's kind of like a mountainside race. I like that. Let's see what we got here. Looks great, man. This is going to be tough learning these. This is going to be pretty intense, so looking forward to this. Smooth, a lot smoother than I actually kind of thought it would be. It's definitely 30 frames per second on the consoles. I think I've heard certain cards and so forth are doing really well on the PC and getting rock solid 60 plus frames per second. Oh, and that's not good. Boom, and that's when you use a flashback. I gotta say, it feels really intense. That's probably the best word I can use. I love the fog or smoke effects and all the particle things, and the lighting looks much improved. And I don't remember there being a track like this at all during the first grid. Oh, and that is a flip into a tree. Almost reminds me a lot of Need for Speed right here. Just Most Wanted, big time. They had the California-like trees and the coastline there, and yeah, so everything seems very slick. So far, it's playing pretty well. Definitely getting the hang of it a little bit here. You know, it's like that was near death right there. So you kind of wonder, you know, is this game going to do well? It kind of has a window into itself. It's had a decent following the first game. And the reason why the first game was so big, I am 100% convinced, was because somewhat of the success of the Dirt franchise at the time. I think this was right after Dirt 1. And also the demo they released. If anybody remembers downloading the demo, it was fantastic. And it was just like the destruction and the environment and the intensity was really cranked up, and I think that sold a lot of copies. From what I could tell, there's no demo and none on the way. There's a leaderboard for friends, and first one to play it. I know a couple of my friends did pick it up, just haven't played it yet. All right, you know what? That was fun. I like that. That looked great. It felt good. And here's probably where they're going to add on our fans. So this is kind of how you level up in both online and offline, if I remember right. That's a huge jump right there.
Okay, Ryan.
They definitely know how to do UI. They always have. I got a new vehicle here. What do you got here?
Capture
We got
America
some
paces.
Nissan.
You'll need a Japanese-built vehicle to
Looks like
compete
the
with them.
exact
So
same
here's two to
stats. It
choose
looks like I'm
from.
going right into something here. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm 100% sure.
Good choice.
I don't know
Check
what
out and
about, but
take any of
here
the
we go.
cars you own for a test drive. It's a good way to test out the limits of the car before you head into competition.
Ah, just like the first one, you got sponsors. Yep. So you add sponsors in here. Normally that means that there's some challenges relating to the sponsors. So let's pick three of them on here. They slap the decals on your vehicle. So that sounds familiar. I like this. I'm
Have a
so
look
far
at
I'm
the
liking the
available
UI a little better
videos.
than the first one. Obviously, it's a personal preference, but here, okay, so a bunch of patterns that we can throw on your car. Most of them way over the top. Yeah, we'll do that one. Sure. And change colors. Let's change this into a green. There we go. Black. All right. Good enough. Okay. Um, Wheels. Let's fuck with wheels here. All right. Let's see what we got. Oh boy, a lot of options. Um, Good enough. And we're done. Apply to this vehicle or apply to all vehicles. That's kind of cool. So you can come up with a design, a style, and then just slap it on everything you
Are we
own. That's
ready to
pretty cool.
go? Check your race calendar and see about getting a win.
Okay, so that was just I got a new
Okay,
vehicle
so you've got a
and
few
I got to do what
choices
I
now.
wanted. So here we got
You
some
can
stuff
continue
unlocked.
competing with New Union.
New Union and look at Trans
Or
America
you can pick the
Pacers. So these are
Trans-America
like
Pacers.
racing
Or if
clubs,
you
I
want to get
believe,
some
is what
practice
these
in,
represent. So you're
we'll
trying to
organize
break
a
into these
test drive
clubs,
at Indianapolis anytime you need it.
is what I gather.
So, just like
Interesting
before, you'll
UI
need
here.
to
I
choose
like it. It's
one
kind of
event for
neat.
Trans-America Pacers. Face it,
Everything's always
it's
at
a
an angle
one-on-one,
with
no-holds-barred charge
with
for the finish.
Codemasters.
There are no penalties for contact. Just remember,
Nothing beats that
if you're
original
looking for a
Dirt
car,
UI. If you guys
just pick
remember
one.
that, that's man, that is something to marvel at. I love that. Not only the style and design, but the audio was just perfect for it. I don't think they've ever fully captured that again. I think Showdown was pretty good. I did not like Dirt 2 or 3. 3 was okay, but 2 was hideous. Uh, Grid 1 was really good. Now this one seems pretty slick too. I mean, I'm pretty happy with this. All right, let's try out this next event. See how far that gets us. That's cool. Yeah, those little random stats are something I've always liked during the load screens. Something to look at. So, anyways, I was saying before, it's was this game sent to die? I don't know. Doesn't have much else competition out there. However, um, the only what's the other game? Fuse. I mean, that game sent to die by EA. I don't know what to say about that. Insomniac, great developers, and I feel sad that their first game in to multi-platform outside of PlayStation is Fuse. It's so okay, a little bit different feel. It's so market research that it's so sad. It should have stayed Overstrike. Should have stayed with the style they had. But I'm curious if anybody out there is on the channel that actually played Fuse or picked it up. I'm curious to hear what you guys think. I was not overly impressed with the demo. It had some neat ideas, but just not. Just didn't click with me, unfortunately. So I think that game is going to bomb. And I think this game's not going to sell well. I think that it's going to be the same old, didn't sell it to expectations. And so the Grid franchise is on hold. You guys wanted to bring us back, wanted us to bring it back. We did. Nobody bought it. Well, people are kind of saving their money for these massive consoles that are hitting the end of the year. These are real quick races. There's no question about that. It seems like I'm loading longer than I'm in them. But okay, look at we got quarterfinals. So this is gonna be like a 3-part race, maybe. But anyways, is that what you guys are doing? Are you saving money for the next gen? I know that I've definitely stocked up a lot of credit at a couple different stores too, so that the hit of the consoles. And don't kid yourself, I wouldn't doubt if both of them roll out at $4.99. PS3 is going to cost more because the pieces inside of it, specifically the RAM, it's real nice to have, but it's pricey. There's no way around it right now. So that's pricey there. If they throw an iToy in everyone, that's definitely going to up the price. And then obviously Microsoft's throwing the Kinect into the Xbox One. So it's not like we're just buying the console. So I don't know how they're going to really keep the price down. But boy, they have to be at $399 or less. Yeah, they really do. And I think Microsoft can afford to do it, obviously. Sony is the one that maybe quite can't afford to do it, but might have to. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a crazy year, and we definitely will be bringing you every game we can get our hands on. We definitely will. I'm looking forward to both consoles. I will have both on my TV. Despite all the hatred for the Xbox One, I think that most of it's overblown. They'll straighten stuff out. I mean, the rage is good. Some of the rage needs to be directed at them and say, hey, wake up, knock this crap off. I just think they were simply fully thought out. And that goes for both systems. Sony hasn't said shit either, so. The fact that, I guess I'm speaking about next gen at this point, maybe I don't have much more to say as I play this game. It's fun. If you're a fan of racing, if you like Grid 1, I see a lot to like here. Maybe so far a little put off by how short the tracks are. But when there's a race going on, like an actual race with multiple people, it seems very intense. So that's really cool. I'll let the last race or so play out without my voice, so you can hear the sounds of the game, and maybe we will get some online videos out if I can not rage and get rammed into by everybody and their mom who don't know how to race online. So thanks for checking out. We really appreciate it. Love to hear your guys' impressions if you picked up the game or what you think of the footage. And yeah, love the fact that you guys stop by, and we appreciate it. Obviously likes and the subscribe and spread the word, and we appreciate it. Have a great day.
Just beat the Pacers at their own game on your first try. Not many drivers can say that.
Okay, Ryan. Now that's how to get it done. Not only have you been invited back to race in more events, but you've also been offered a chance to enter your first promotional event. Each of these will offer you a new challenge, so it's a great way to try out new styles of racing and raise your profile. As these events are all about exciting the fans, it's important you put on a good show. That's why I'll be giving you a specific objective before each event. Complete it, and you'll raise your profile even more.
In Miami, it's crucial to get a good corner exit. If your exit's bad, the straights will punish you for it. So we landed a face-off event against the Trans-America Pacers. This is pretty good. You've only got to get past one of them after all. Nicely held. You picked a good spot there and passed your objective. Great driving, Ryan. You finished first. Good work out there.